Welcome to Homeroom Guidance for Grade 10, First Quarter, Week 1, Module 1, Decoding the Secrets of Better Study Habits. Learning Objectives. At the end of this module, you are expected to: Number 1, describe the importance of developing study habits. Number 2, justify the value of study habits designed as a tool in achieving optimum learning in school. And number 3, realize your effective and ineffective study habits. This is your last year in junior high school, and by now, you can already observe how you have been studying for the past 3 years. You have already developed certain patterns to accomplish the school tasks and requirements, including your exams, projects, paperworks, and many more. This module entails you to check how you have been doing your study habits and classify them as effective and ineffective based on your own experiences and practices. Let's start our journey. Let's try this. Recall and write a situation where you were so happy, proud, and satisfied with your school performance. It can be a high rating for a well-done project, wonderful performance task, group work, or even a high score in exams in the previous grade levels or quarters. Try to remember your feelings, reactions, and if there were simple celebrations or acts of joy you had. Try to capture the moment as you write it on a piece of paper, to be followed by your answers to the processing questions. Questions. How did you feel after the activity? What made the situation possible? What specific things or actions did you do to be in that moment? Let's explore this. Now, let us have another activity to help you further discover the importance of having a good study habits or methods. Our activity is entitled Me and My Study Habits. There are ups and downs in a student's life. There are times that you get your desired grades, and there are times that you feel you're not making it. In the past 9 or 10 years of schooling, try to reflect and write your personal study habits. Classify them as effective and ineffective based on your experiences. Make 2 columns on your piece of paper for your answers, like the one shown in this slide. Write also your answers to the processing questions after. Question. What were your considerations in classifying your study habits? Do you still have those ineffective study habits with you today? How do you intend to improve your effective study habits and overcome the ineffective ones? Keep in mind, break free from your faulty study habits. Being a student for almost 9 to 10 years, you must have formed a habit of studying your lessons and accomplishing the school tasks to pass each grade level. Along the way, you got to test what works for you and what's not. It is important for you to be mindful of those patterns that bring you to your academic goals for the school year, while trying to get rid of those proven to be bad for your school performance. Hence, we want to bring you to your attention the faulty study habits that you might still have, in the hope of changing it with a helpful one. Number 1, studying for the sake of doing it. When was the last time you asked yourself, why am I studying? What do I intend to gain from it? Good grades? A good job later? Personal fulfillment? Or acceptance in college? You have to clarify your intention or even your motivation, because if you cannot see the point in studying, it will only make it boring and tedious. If your intention is clear, then studying can be meaningful for you. In times of crisis like the COVID-19 pandemic, where you have to stay at home, you may find it difficult to study given the circumstances of doing household chores or being surrounded by siblings who are playing or watching television. Bear in mind that the only way to form a study habit in times of pandemic is to study, 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 in spite of temptations to play, watch television, storytelling, or getting busy with gadgets. Number 2, studying by impulse. Have you experienced doing your homework, reviewing for an exam, and doing your project without analyzing how they should be prioritized and scheduled? If so, then you must have felt overwhelmed, stressed, and anxious how to do it all the time, all at the same time. It may be a result of lack of careful planning and assessment of your task to do. It would help if you try to enumerate the things to do, rank them according to date or submissions, or even the time needed to do it. You may also account for other considerations to strategically sequence your activities. Keep in mind that the clearer your study plan is, the more chances of accomplishing it well without feeling too much anxiety. Number 3, studying long but still unproductive. You need to be mindful what time of the day your mind works well and very receptive to learn. Try to notice yourself when you are at your best reviewing and in doing your project among other activities, while also considering the other things like physical setup, deadlines, and health conditions. Number 4, organizing all requirements and tasks before you start doing them. As a junior high school learner, you have a lot of subjects to take. Naturally, your teachers will give you assignments, projects, paperwork, exams, and many more. If you let those things pile up, you are creating a gigantic opponent that will soon knock you out. Once the tasks are given to you, include them in your calendar as part of your schedule on a particular day. Number 5, dismissing things that you don't understand. There are times that teachers ask you, "Do you have any questions, class?" And everyone would say, "None." The truth of the matter is, it's either they just want to end the lesson or do something else, or they totally got the lessons. However, there are times that test scores say otherwise. Because you missed that opportunity to clarify or unlock your difficulty, it resulted in a failing score. You have to be particular on the things that you don't understand in a lesson and have the initiative to deal it with your teacher during or even after classes. Asking help from your high-performing classmates would also facilitate your comprehension. Number 6, having random notes and confusing learning space. Have you experienced writing notes on a random paper or notebook? It is definitely not a good practice for someone who wants their thoughts organized. It will give you difficulties to retrieve your lessons and add up to your task. Delegating a certain folder or notebook for each subject will make you segregate and organize the lessons well. It is also important to take notes of the modules or learning kits as you read. Your notes will help you remember the good points you may need during examinations. Without notes, you will need to reread and review the entire modules before the test. Your notes will help you save time and easily recall the main points. Number 7, having a crunch time for the exams the next day. You might have experience trying to absorb all the lessons for a long test or even important performance task the next day. It's like you are getting food that are hard to chew, making it tidbits by setting time to concentrate and focus on certain parts of the test. Coverage would make your life easier. It pays to be organized and disciplined in carrying out these things. Number 8, multitasking while studying. It's typical nowadays for some learners like you to go online, social media, watch TV, or even listen to music while studying. For some, they claim that it works for them, but it actually prevents them from being 100% focused. Try to remove distractions from your study area and be mindful of what you're doing. You will get to appreciate the details and even the areas for improvement if you are doing a school project or reading. You'll also easily understand the concepts and ideas of the lessons if you turn off your TV, music, social media, or anything that distracts you. Number 9, repeating the ineffective study habits and mistakes. already know that certain actions or behaviors do not help you get good grades, why still do it in grade 10? By now, you can project how the patterns of your action lead you to a certain result. You have to make use of those insights and avoid putting yourself in a problematic situation. Hence, the courage and willingness to break those ineffective study habits and upgrade the effective ones. You can do it. Based on the discussion, try to identify the ineffective or faulty study habits that you have and suggest ways on how you can change it that are doable on your part. Write your answers on a piece of paper. What I have learned. Among the study habits that you have, write an experience where it proves to be effective in maintaining your desired grade and how you can still improve it in grade 10. Write your answer on a sheet of paper. Share your thoughts and feelings. On a short bond paper, draw a symbol that would remind you to become a better student this year. It could be something that will direct you to break the faulty study habits or gives you a motivation to pursue learning and finish your studies. Try using coloring materials if available. Congratulations! We are done with our Module 1 for Grade 10. This is the homeroom guidance for Grade 10, Module 1 entitled Decoding the Secrets of Better Study Habits. Congratulations and God bless everyone.